The sugar daddy of wokeism has left the building. Biden is gone.
You've told Trump to leave us alone. One of your GNU ministers stood here and gave him the finger. Now we are alone.
Yeah, man, I really hate to say this, but South Africa, you're screwed. You know, there's that old, or is it a new saying? FAFO. Well, South Africa, they just FAFO'd. And this isn't going to turn out very good for the people of South Africa, honestly. I'm going to let Athol Trollip of the South African Parliament explain this to you all in detail as he did the whole South African Parliament. So why don't you just like, subscribe, and hit that notification button if you feel led. Grab a drink, and we'll talk about this after he explains it.
That we are having this debate today is a tragic legacy of 30 years of ill-considered and ill-fated choices made by this government. Churchill said about Britain's decision to sign the Munich Agreement in 1938, and I quote, "You've been given the choice between war and dishonor. You have chosen dishonor, now you will have war," close quote. The ANC have systematically chosen dishonor in their one-eyed international relations, and now we are going to suffer the consequences of these choices. Again, the fashionable acronym FAFO springs to mind. You've told Trump to leave us alone. One of your GNU ministers stood here and gave him the finger. Now we are alone. Naledi Pandor did everything conceivable to insult, infuriate, and alienate the USA while she was the Minister of International Relations. Yet she was the first to encourage the government to send envoys as quickly as possible to try and salvage our relationship with the USA. Amazing. Nomvula Mokanyana infamously said, "When the rand falls, we'll pick it up." When are you going to pick up the rand? The president said, "I'd rather be seen as a weak president than split the ANC." Well done, you've achieved both. But look what your philosophy of putting the party first and the country second has bequeathed us. You will blame AfriForum and Solidariteit for Trump's punitive executive orders and possible repeal of AGOA. This scapegoating, though convenient, doesn't hold any water. Incidentally, who the hell do AfriForum, Solidariteit and the DA think they are anyway? Who granted them SA envoy status to go cap in hand to canvass for the protection of minority rights in the USA? Something that never existed for majorities before 1996. These protections in our Constitution and Bill of Rights far exceed the protections of minorities in the USA. A former leader of the opposition wrote this weekend that AfriForum has been peddling years-long racially divisive disinformation campaigns. Where are the real SA envoys? Javier Milei recently said at Davos, and I quote, "Argentina faced 100 years of systematic economic failure as a result of taking weak stances on major global conflicts and as a result of having closed ourselves off to trade. We lost practically all international significance. Argentina has been infected by socialism for too long, and that it would once again embrace the ideals of freedom, defense of life, liberty, and private property," close quote. The world has embraced Argentina's commitment to these ideals and as an example of fiscal responsibility to their collective advantage. Yet, you have chosen the exact opposite and wonder why we are facing global isolation, distrust, and unprecedented poverty. Milei also said, and I quote, "The only thing that socialism produces is poverty," close quote. Yet we steadfastly adhere to this failed philosophy. We have become so dependent on foreign aid from wherever we can get it that the termination of US aid and PEPFAR will have deadly consequences. You couldn't balance your budget 2 weeks ago, and now you've got an additional 8.7 billion rand for HIV AIDS program shortfall. Have your newfound international friends and the US enemies Iran that you were posing with this week and our BRICS partners offered any assistance? No, I thought not. Because they've been beating a path to the Oval Office to ingratiate themselves with the New World Order Tsar. And they aren't interested in our self-inflicted wounds. They will only compound our economic travails and poverty. It's time to reevaluate our so-called non-aligned stance, pick a side in the New World
Member,
Order,
your time
or
is
face
now
further
expired.
calamity.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay. So what did we hear there? We just heard that leaders in Africa, have been going off the mouth. They're going off at the mouth. They're going around doing things against the United States. They're dissing Donald Trump, who is the president of the United States. You can't be doing that unless you're willing to sever ties. Apparently, there's a lot of very angry South African parliamentarians, and the president's a little bit upset too because, well, they're losing a lot of money. And who's going to pay for this in the long run? I mean, if you look at the sugar daddy of, let me just say this, the sugar daddy of wokeism has left the building. Biden is gone. Your sugar daddy is gone. Now, what about this? What's he talking about when he said that you came up here and literally flipped Trump off? Is that true? Take a listen.
A lot is being said here about America today. I am not going to waste my time because Trump only deserves the middle finger. It is his constitutional right to be stupid. Okay.
Then it's his constitutional right. Then say goodbye. And here's the thing, is that the BRICS, Ramaphosa, in order to be powerful in the BRICS, to have pull in the BRICS, you got to be a moneymaker. You can't just be one of those people that are feeding off of a country. You can't feed off the BRICS. If the BRICS is the next new dollar is what they're saying, you can't feed off of it. You're going to have to show your GDP at a very high rate to be in the BRICS. But the money that they were putting into the BRICS, it was coming from the United States. So they're shot in the BRICS, in China and all these other countries that were backing them as the Biden administration was throwing money. It's over. It's over. So their pull has gotten very weak. And who's going to suffer from this? It's not these people who have gotten the handouts for special interest groups like Malema and those guys. It's the working class citizens of South Africa. They're going to be suffering because of the decisions that South Africa has made over the last 30 years. 30 years? They haven't shown a uptick in their economy. Instead, they've been going off of U.S. aid and all these other things. Guys, get on your feet. These leaders that South Africa has got, it's not the people, it's the leadership in South Africa. And it's that woke mindset that has literally taken South Africa and it's tossing them to the curb. Nobody wants it. Russia doesn't want it. Russia doesn't want that woke mindset. China doesn't want it. And the only thing that they were doing, the only thing South Africa had going for them was loans and U.S. aid. Now that's gone because they couldn't keep their mouth shut. It would be like a bully having money in his pocket, okay? They're calling the United States the bully here. So the United States is the bully, but they've got the money in their pocket, right? So a kid comes up to them, hey, can I borrow some money? Sure. And the bully gives him $1. The kid comes up to him, hey, can I borrow some more money, you bully? The bully says, sure, here's another $1. And the kid comes up to him again, and the kid's getting fatter and fatter and fatter and shorter and stockier and just, hey, give me your money, trying to bully the bully. And the bully looks at him and says, get lost, kid.
Now, President Ramaphosa is making a bid to clear the air. Ramaphosa told the parliament that he will be focused on setting things straight.
We will continue to engage the United States of America to correct this mischaracterization, to ensure that the relationship is restored.
And then they go crying, oh, you're racist. The bullies are racist. Come on.